Did you know that talking about your feelings will literally change your life? It's true. I'm Mallory Grimsey. I am a teen therapist and I am here to help you improve your mental health. If that is something that you're into, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell notification. That way you're notified every single time I post a new video. Let's talk about feelings. One of our favorite topics as therapists, right? I am really curious before we even get into it. If you have ever heard a therapist say, "Tell me how you feel about that," go ahead and hit the like button. I know that's a favorite phrase of ours, and we love talking about feelings because we know how meaningful and impactful they can be to changing your life. Feelings are interpretation of our emotional experience or response to a situation or event. So how do you know how you're feeling? That's a great first question. So our physical responses tend to either be pleasant or unpleasant, and those typically help guide us towards a feeling or sense of safety and control. When we feel safe and secure and in control, we feel great. We don't feel as stressed out. We are calmer and clearer and we can get more done. But sometimes our feelings lead us astray, which is why it's important to be able to know what it is that you're feeling and then be able to talk about it with other people, because people can't know if you don't tell them. When you leave it up to interpretation, people can assume incorrectly, and that can lead to lots of different misunderstandings and conflict that you just don't need in your life. Am I right? Hit that like button if you agree. So once you can notice what it is that you're feeling in your body, you can then name the emotion. This can be a little difficult. It's really hard sometimes to put words to our experience, which is where therapy can help. It's literally what we do all day long. But if you can't quite name the emotion just yet, even just being able to identify where it shows up, how intensely it's showing up. Like, I like using a 0 to 10 scale where 10 is the most intense extreme that it can be and 0 is totally calm, neutral, it's not even there. That can help communicate with others how strong this emotional experience is for you. When we can talk about our feelings, it can also help us figure out if our feelings are guiding us in a helpful direction. So anxiety is an emotional experience that we all have. Some of us experience anxiety to a greater extent or degree than other people. When we can talk about our feelings, then we can start to decide, is this feeling guiding me in a healthy and helpful direction, or is it trying to protect me to the point where it's holding me back in life? Because feelings can do that sometimes. So let's talk about the feeling of anxiety. Anxiety is a super helpful and useful emotion because it helps to protect us and give us a heads up like, hey, something's a little different here. You better wake up and pay attention. So if the alarm is sounding super loud and you can't ignore it, that's going to be super stressful, and it's gonna probably lead to something like an anxiety condition or a panic attack, and that just leads to a whole other mess that you don't need in your life. But you don't want to ignore anxiety because it can alert us to potential harm and danger. So being able to notice and talk about like, hey, I'm feeling anxious, and if it is too extreme and you know that it's too extreme, you can let other people know in your vicinity what it is that you're feeling and experiencing too, so that they can understand and help you in that moment as well. Especially if you already know what works and doesn't work for you and you've talked about that ahead of time. If you haven't talked about it ahead of time, that's okay. It is never too late to start talking about your feelings and your experience with others. It's one of the really cool cool things about being a human being. And when you talk about your feelings, you can build understanding and deeper connections with people. Feelings are kind of the shorthand exchange of explaining what your experience is to other people. Pretty cool. Now, it's important to get a little more clear and defined on how to talk about your feelings in a way that's understandable and in a way that people will want to hear about your feelings, which is why I created a free downloadable cheat sheet of my top 10 therapist-approved tips for talking about your feelings. You can go ahead and get that by clicking the link in the description, and I will send it to wherever you want. Just give me your details and we'll send it your way. And if you want some more help on how to talk to your parents about your feelings, go ahead and click the video right over here. If you found the information in this video helpful and useful, please be sure to share it. You never know who you could be helping in the process. Thanks for watching.